Okay, so here is another video on how you can save a lot of money in shipping your products. Yes, because shipping is something that can actually eat a huge part of your revenue if you are an e-commerce seller. Because if you are selling your products online on Amazon, eBay, Shopify or any other platform, you first need to purchase those products from your supplier. And then you need to ask your supplier to ship those products from their warehouse to Amazon FBA warehouse or any of the fulfillment center you want. When your customer orders that product, you need to ship that product from that fulfillment center to your customer's house. So for example, if you are getting $100,000 revenue per month, then after cutting out the expenses of advertising, inventory cost and shipping cost, your revenue will be too low. So in that case, if you know properly that how you can actually ship your product into efficient way and how you can actually reduce their weight, reduce their volume, reduce the CBM, then you can actually save a lot of money in sending your shipment and you can actually increase your profit with the same amount of sales and revenue which you're getting right now. So in this video, I'm going to show you what is CBM and how you can actually calculate the total CBM of your inventory, and then later I'll let you know that how you can reduce the CBM, reduce the volume of your inventory, so you have to pay less amount of money to the shipper, less amount of money to the storage warehouse and less amount of money to the partnered carrier. So at the end you can save a lot of money and you can increase a lot of profit, because CBM is the unit of volume, and if the volume of your inventory will be too much high, there will be too much empty space into the cartons or into the packaging, then you need to pay for that space as well, which you are not utilizing. So if you utilize the space of your inventory into an efficient way, then you can actually scale your business and earn more profit from your revenue. So right now, if you're also excited to learn about this, then make sure to watch this video completely till the end, step by step, because this video is packed with full of valuable information for you if you're an e-commerce seller. So as you can see that this is my 1 week sales, and if I put the filter for past 1 year and click on apply, so you can see that this is my 1 year sales. You can see that throughout the year I got consistent sales and my sales actually increased in December, which was Christmas season. So around 150k was the revenue, and the cool thing about this is that the PPC spend was very less for the lifetime. So basically I don't do any magic, I only use common sense and use some tips and tricks which I've already explained you in these videos. So if you also want to learn all of those tips, tricks and strategies, you can just go on my Amazon playlist on YouTube and learn all the tips for free just to get the revenue like this. Alright guys, so as you can see here, I'm on my laptop right now, and on Google I have just searched for a term box 3D, and you can see that after writing that box 3D, I will be able to see some boxes. So let's just click on this box. So as you guys already know that when you are shipping your inventory from your supplier warehouse to your Amazon FBA warehouse or any third party fulfillment warehouse, you need to ship that inventory in form of cartons. You can see that these kind of cartons they are, and in those cartons you can just fit your inventory, you can just fit your products units. For example, you are selling set of spoons, set of 12 spoons, so you need to adjust all of those sets into this box. So in the case if your product is small, so there can be two cases. Number one is where your product is small like spoons, and number two case is where your product is large like pressure cooker. So if your product is small, so you can actually adjust more units in these kind of cartons. But if your product is big, then the space will be less and you can actually store 4 or 5 products into one carton, not more than that. So now as you have already understand about the cartons, so you need to understand about the dimension of that carton. Like what is the height of that carton, what is the width and what is the length. And the fourth thing is weight of that carton. So let's open a Google Sheet and write all of these parameters one by one. Alright, so here you can see that I'm on Google Sheet right now. So let's just type length, width, height and weight. So for example, in our case, the length of the carton is 10 inches and the width is 12 inches and the height is 15 inches and the weight in pounds is 8 pounds. So here basically these are the dimensions of my box, like the length, width and height in inches and the weight in pounds. So now let's add another parameter here, which is number of cartons, and then later we can just add CBM. So here basically CBM means cubic meter, and this is basically a unit of volume which can actually use to define all of your inventory, like how many units are there in the inventory and what is the weight and volume. So basically the formula for CBM is you can just actually multiply these three things, length, width and height, and then you have to divide that value by 1 million, and then you need to multiply that value with the number of cartons. But before applying that formula, you need to make sure that you need to convert these values from inches to centimeter and this value from pound to kg. However, in the CBM formula, we are not going to use the weight value, but still we can convert that because it is a standard unit. So in order to convert that value from inches to centimeter, we just need to go on Google and type inch to centimeter. And here we can just convert values one by one, like 10 inch, 12 inch and 15 inch. So 10 inch will be 25.4 centimeters, which is 25.4 centimeter, and 12 inch will be 30.4 centimeter, 30.4, and height 15 inch will be 38.1 centimeter, 38.1, and then weight from lb to kg, and the weight here is 8 lb, so 8 lb will be 3.6 kg. So now we are having length, width and height of our carton in centimeters. So here will be the carton. So for example, our inventory contain 10 cartons like this. So now we can just calculate the CBM of that inventory which are having 10 cartons, and one carton is having a dimension of these. Alright, so in order to calculate the CBM, we just need to put the formula, and before that we can just enter the number of carton 10 here. Okay, so in the CBM formula we can just put equals to, and then we can just open the bracket and multiply all of these three values, like this multiply by this multiply by this, and then we can just close the bracket and divide by 1 million, like 1, and then we can just close the bracket and then multiply it by 10, because we are having 10 cartons. So now after applying that formula, if we click enter, then we will be able to see the CBM of that inventory which is having 10 cartons, and this is the dimension of 1 carton. So here you can see that the CBM is 0.294. Alright, so you can see that this is the CBM of your whole inventory. So while shipping that inventory, when you're talking from your supplier or talking from your freight forwarder, so you can just ask them about the rate of shipping as per CBM. Like for example, you can just tell them your product, like I'm selling set of stainless steel spoon. So what will be the cost of shipping that inventory from China to Amazon FBA warehouse in USA, and what will be the price for 1 CBM? So if you ask them a price for 1 CBM, so they will think that you are professional and you are not a new seller. So they will basically tell you the cost of 1 CBM for that product. So when you get the cost of 1 CBM, so you can just divide that cost by 0.294, and that amount of money you need to pay to that freight forwarder or that shipping agent, so they can actually ship your product from your supplier warehouse to Amazon FBA warehouse. For example, let's assume if they tell you like they will charge $400, 400 USD to ship 1 CBM of your product. So you can just basically go there, put the formula 400 multiply by this value, and then you will be able to get the value. So if you want to send this inventory of 10 cartons and your supplier gave you the rate for 400 for 1 CBM, then you need to pay $117 to your supplier to ship that inventory. So I hope at this point you're completely aware about the volume and how you can actually calculate the CBM of your inventory. So next time when you're talking with your supplier or freight forwarder, then first tell them your product name and then give them your pick from address and destination address, and then ask them about the price for 1 CBM. And when you get the quotation for 1 CBM, you can just divide or multiply that amount of money from your shipment, your CBM, then you will be able to know the correct amount of money you need to pay to your supplier. And as at this point, you know that the amount of money you need to pay to your shipping forwarder or supplier to ship your product is a multiple factor of the CBM. So if you reduce your CBM, then the amount of money you will pay will also reduce. So if you somehow reduce the size of these boxes, like you adjust your product in these boxes in such a way that there will be no empty space left and these boxes will be compact and packed. So if you can do this, and if you can reduce these values, like reduce this 10 to 8, reduce this 12 to 10 and 15 to 13, then your total overall CBM will be less, and you can actually save a lot of money by doing that as well. Because for example, if your dimension for one box will be less, you somehow make it compact and you somehow able to save $10 on one box, then in a total inventory of 10 box, you will be able to save $100. So just by keep doing that practice for the whole year, you can imagine how much money you can actually save for the whole year. So right after watching this video, go there and check out what is the total CBM of your inventory, so you can also save a lot of money into the shipping and you can actually get more and more profit. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you really enjoyed the video and learned something great from it. So if you find my content really informative and helpful for you, then make sure to like the video and subscribe the channel as well, so you can watch more and more videos like this in future. Let's meet in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye.